Alright gardeners, let's get real. Have you ever wondered what actually happens if you grow vegetables with dog poop? I mean, it's one of those questions that sounds a little wild, maybe even a bit gross, but if you're like me, you've probably looked at your dog doing their business in the yard, and thought, isn't that just fertilizer? After all, in nature everything gets recycled, right? I know it sounds like a joke, maybe a dare, but it's a question I just had to answer. Curiosity gets the best of us gardeners, and sometimes that means asking the questions no one else will. So today, I'm pulling back the mulch and digging into the dirt on this one. Literally. We're going to get our hands dirty, in the name of science, and see what really happens when you use dog poop as plant food. I'm always searching for the weirdest, wildest ways to boost my soil naturally. If there's a strange method out there, you can bet I'll try it at least once, just to see if it works. So, when I heard that dog poop is technically full of plant nutrients, I had to put it to the test. It's got nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, just like the fancy fertilizers at the garden store. Yeah, dogs aren't cows or chickens, but, nature recycles everything. In the wild, animal waste breaks down and feeds the soil, so why not in our gardens? But of course, there's a catch. But here's the deal, dog poop can be packed with harmful bacteria and parasites. We're talking things like E. coli, salmonella, and even roundworms, which can stick around in the soil for months if you're not careful. You don't want that anywhere near your salad greens. Imagine biting into a fresh-picked leaf, not knowing what's lurking in the soil below. That's a risk I'm not willing to take lightly. That's why this is just an experiment. I'm not suggesting you try this at home, but I wanted to see what would really happen, with all the right precautions in place. I do not recommend trying this at home. Seriously, there are safer ways to feed your plants. I repeat, don't do this unless you know how to compost at temperatures that destroy pathogens. That means keeping your compost pile hot, over 160 degrees for months, not just a few days. So for science, I set up a showdown. 2 zucchini plants, same soil, same conditions, same amount of sun and water. The only difference? The fertilizer. One got my usual organic fertilizer mix, slow-release stuff, bone meal, a dash of azomite. This is my tried-and-true recipe for big, healthy veggies. The other got what I'm calling Buddy's Blend, dog poop, mixed into compost to help it break down. I made sure it was well mixed and started the composting process to reduce the risk. Both topped with cedar mulch so the neighbors wouldn't start asking questions. Plus, the mulch helps keep moisture in and smells out. Always a bonus. I watered them in and kicked things off with a little liquid boost. Everything was even. Date, September 9th. From that point on, it was a waiting game, checking every day for signs of growth or trouble. Fast forward to September 27th. Both plants looked amazing, lush, green, and thriving, with no obvious differences at first glance, and to my total shock, the dog poop zucchini was winning. It was actually outgrowing the control plant, with bigger leaves and a deeper green color, bigger, darker leaves, no signs of stress or disease, and already pumping out baby fruits. It was like the plant didn't care where the nutrients came from, as long as it got what it needed. By harvest day, October 2nd, both zucchinis looked perfect, plump, shiny, and ready to eat. Same size, same color, same glossy skin. You honestly couldn't tell which was which just by looking. I scrubbed them down like crazy, and did a side-by-side taste test. I wasn't taking any chances with food safety, so I cleaned them better than any store-bought veggie. The regular zucchini? Delicious, mild, classic homegrown flavor, just what you'd expect from a backyard garden. The one grown with dog poop? Totally identical, maybe even a little richer. If I hadn't known, I never would have guessed which was which. So, what did I learn? Plants just want nutrients. They don't care if it comes from a fancy bag or something a little more unconventional. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, if you give them those, in a safe form, they're happy. It's all about the chemistry, not the source. But here's the key. Dog poop is only safe if hot composted for months at over 160 degrees. That's the only way to kill off the dangerous stuff and make it safe for your garden. Otherwise, it's a health hazard. Don't risk it with food crops. There are plenty of safer, easier ways to feed your plants without putting your health on the line. Bottom line, yes, you can grow great veggies with dog poop, but should you? Just because something works doesn't mean it's a good idea for everyone. That's a big no from me. The risks far outweigh the rewards, especially when there are so many other safe, effective options out there. Leave the weird experiments to people like me, and keep your garden safe. There's plenty of room for creativity in gardening, but safety always comes first. If you found this as weirdly fascinating as I did, hit that like button, subscribe, and come back for more soil science and offbeat tests. I'm always on the lookout for the next strange experiment to try. Thanks for hanging out with Nature's Fix, where curiosity grows into wisdom. Until next time, keep growing, keep questioning, and keep your garden safe.